because maybe hearing someone else's experience might inspire them, because I know there's a lot of people out there that struggle for a long time and they're not sure what to do, which is kind of where you found yourself, So our first question we always ask is, where were you before working with us? Like, how long had you been looking for a next opportunity?
I think I've been looking for almost 4 months before I started talking to you with you guys. I think my initial comment with you, Tim, was, I was like, is there proof? Like, I think I remember talking to you, like, I was like, that's a big statement for someone just to say online. I don't know if you remember that. And you were like, and you were like, yeah, here's the proof. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, a lot of people too. A lot of people will view all of our testimonials and they'll be like, hey, are these paid actors? So maybe we can go ahead and say, we didn't pay, you're not a paid actor, right?
Yeah, and I straight out challenged you in the beginning, and then it took me another like month to come back to you, be like, all right, let's see this proof, and you're like, okay, let's do this. So yeah, so it definitely very hesitant. I looked at it for whole month, just looked at it and just like, I don't know if this is real or not.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, at what point did you finally say, all right, they're real, it makes sense, this is not paid actors, and I need some help,
I think it was honestly just a leap of faith, It was just, I was getting tired of searching for jobs, and it was to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna do this for another month, and then I'm gonna ask for help.
Okay.
Because I can't do it myself anymore, and that's when I reached out to ask for help.
Yeah. And I do know it looks like, I'm not sure exactly how long it took, but roughly, believe it's roughly 90 days. And I think he got something like a 10 or 20K increase, something like that, or what was it?
Yeah, it was, well, essentially it was a 90% increase to my salary now.
Yeah.
But from my initial want, it was more like $10,000 more from what I expected.
For your previous one. But a lot of the times, just salary aside, when you're in positions that you know, because we always talk about people getting increases, but sometimes when people are like, hey, if I could just do what I really want to do, which was your thing. You got out of the military, you tried this, you tried that, and then I remember when we were crafting your documents and stuff, trying to get you into do something totally different, it was like, it's hard to explain that to people when you don't come from a training background and now you want to go in and like train an organization,
So it was hard, I came from the military, like you said, 10 years, and then I have my undergrad and my graduate in math. So I did finance. Then all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I want to go to actual people, like talk to people, do training, and then like you said, it's a big change. It's a big 180.
Just so people know too, so you're on active duty for 10 years, training officer, you get out, you did like health and life consultant trying to make some money, and then you were a benefits reconciliation analyst, so it's one of those things where you were coming out of left field of, hey, I really want to do this. I know I'm good at it, but I don't really, for the past 4 years, you absolutely haven't done anything, which is a big concern for employers. And you got to know what to say, so they actually give you a shot to do that.
And I think that's where this program, the networking was cool. It was awesome. It was good to actually talk to people. I've actually, in the end, I've helped people get positions through networking, because I asked them like, hey, can you help me? But they were like, no, I can't actually, because I'm looking for a job. So the positions that I ended up not getting, I gave it to them, and some of them actually got the job. So that's cool. But where this program actually helped me was actually the interview process. We're talking with you guys like, hey, what should I say? But you guys always told me, don't say everything verbatim. But I definitely said everything verbatim, and it worked. And it worked, to my advantage. Sometimes it doesn't, but this worked to my advantage. As Kara and I would talk a lot. Like she would say, no, don't say that. Say something else. I'm like, I'm gonna say it just like that.
Well,
and
that's
it helped. Yeah.
kind of what I was going to ask next is, what did you find the most valuable? You and I spent a lot of time
Right.
doing interview prep on stuff. And I know some people say, you know, it was the confidence, the mindset, the interview prep stuff. And I know there was a lot of nerves coming in, and you and I just
Right.
kind of meeting and taking away those nerves and getting you prepped for those interviews. Would you say that was kind of the most valuable for you,
Yeah.
or?
Yeah. I definitely think that was the most valuable thing. Like you guys say, my resume is, you know, I feel like it's outstanding,
Mhm.
and I feel like I already had the confidence, but then when it came to interviewing, that confidence was lost because I didn't know how to translate that awesome resume to through my mouth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think you guys actually did help me. That was the most useful tool that I learned from here. You know, just taking those words and transitioning it to what really matters in an interview.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, you know, if someone were to watch this video and they're like, I wonder if Sylvester is a paid actor,
Yeah.
and they were considering working with us, what kind of advice would you give them?
um, well, the only thing I can say is, you know, take the leap of faith. I'm definitely not paid. I wish I was getting paid for this, but you know, I guess look at my LinkedIn, and you can tell, you know, I'm just a normal person, just trying to make the best out of a
Mhm.
situation where I was coming from. Yeah, take the leap of faith. It took me a while, like I'm sure everyone did, but it ended up being really good for my career because I learned something else besides, applying for a job and clicking, and I learned to actually find, you know, my confidence in talking to someone. So I don't know, not a paid actor.
Thank you so much for sharing, Sylvester. It was a pleasure working with you, and we wish you good luck in your next position.
Awesome, thank you. I appreciate it. And I've been telling all my friends about this program. Like honestly, a lot of veterans, they need
Mhm.
programs like
Yeah.
this. Not even for like networking, but to learn to talk to civilians. See,
Yeah.
it took me what 3 4 years to finally get that Navy lingo out of my system, which
Mhm.
I loved, but it took me 3 4 years to get it out and actually talk to a civilian manager the
Mhm.
same way I should be talking to them. So they
Yeah.
need the program just for that. Not even networking. I mean, networking was great, but they need the lessons in between.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.